All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside the pad. Hope you guys are doing good. Keeping between the lines. Got your load secure. All right. You know what? I got a special guest here with me to talk about something serious that nobody really talks about, and I think we should talk about it more. And since 1998 to this year, obesity has gone up 30.3%. That's in the entire country. Okay. But I got my guest on here because I like his story. Man, introduce yourself, big dog.
Hi, this is Mr. Garcia. Um, I live out here in Sacramento, California, Sacra Califas. And I hit up Cholo the other day because I watched one of his videos talking about the health issues of our raza, of our familia, and that hit home because at one point I was 270 pounds, and I had to change my lifestyle, and now right now I'm at 180.
That's right, man. Hey, real quick, man. What made you
Yeah.
go watch that video? That video's like a year old, man. Not too many people really go, far back and watch YouTube videos. Like, what made you watch that one?
Well, you know what, Cholo? Because I first found you back in February. So when I started watching your videos, I started noticing like the roundtables and stuff like that, and I got onto your roundtables a few times.
Mm.
So while I was working overtime, I would always watch your videos. So and then that one video that you were talking about the health issues came up in one of my recommendations on YouTube. So I decided to click on it, and I was watching it, and I really paid attention to what you were saying, and it really hit home because you were talking about me. You were talking about how you know everybody that's around us are familiar. We all have these health issues, and when I was watching that video, I told myself, I'm like, man, this homie's talking about me. When I used to be 270 pounds, and so I wanted to hit you up and say, hey, you know what? That we got people out here. We were big at one time, and we changed our life. We changed our eating habits. I mean, everything about us. So I mean,
Hey,
like I said, it really hit home.
hey, man, and believe me, man, I appreciate you reaching out, man, on the serio, man. This is something that's important to me, but it it's hard to talk about because people take it the wrong way. People take it
Yeah.
away that it's offensive, and it's like, hey, man, you know what? Um, you fat shaming, and what society has pushed us. Don't be fat shaming. It's like I'm not fat shaming, man. I'm not fat shaming. I'm pointing out a problem, an issue, that I think should be addressed because and we'll get into it as the conversation goes on. The health
Mhm.
issues that go with it, man, and we see it in our familias, we see it in our communities and everything, and nobody addresses it. But before we get into all that, man, let's go ahead and talk about you a little bit, homie. Were you always a big guy? I mean, even from your kid or teenage years, or did you get to become a big guy? How did it go for you, man?
So when I was a kid, I was pretty thin. Until I want to say about 10 years old, and then that's when I started gaining weight. And it really hit. Um, it really got. I was really big when I was 15 years old. Because once I was 15, that's when I started wearing the triple X shirts, the jackets and everything. Even that, that was it was getting tight on me. I was wearing size 48 pants and almost 50, and but I mean, I just didn't really care at that time, because I told myself, it's just me. I'm just gonna do me.
Did anybody tell you at that time, like, hey, you know what, mijo, you're gaining a lot of weight, or did anybody? I mean, I don't mean like joking around because I got family and everything, and that's the thing that all I always that all when I look back, I'm like, it was always a joke. You know, it was always a joke. Oh, mira, mijo, ya estás más gordito and everything. And it's just like, haha, you know, it was just always kind of a joke. But did anybody actually serio, homie, tell you like, hey, you know what? You're gaining weight, man. Like, you know, try doing something about it.
No, no, nobody told me that. As a matter of fact, when me growing up, every time I went to the house, to someone's house, you know, like my tia's house, she would always tell me, "Hey, siéntate, mijo, I'll bring you a plate," you know, and it was always like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was more of a in my family, and I'm pretty sure, and this happens with a lot of Latinos, is, you know, they serve you more than you need,
Mhm.
you know. And me, when I was big like that, I'd welcome it. I'm like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
ya terminé con este plato,
Mhm.
tía, me das otra. And
Mhm.
sure enough, here comes more. And then on top of that, the sodas, the tortillas, I mean, you name it, the pan dulce.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, man. It seems like it's in our culture to always eat. Um, Food is a big thing for us, man.
Yes,
You know, generally speaking, food is huge. It didn't matter whose house I went to, my house, whatever. Food was always a big thing, and it was always you eat a big ass plato, and it's always quieres más. No quieres más? Mira, mira, I te traigo más. I'll bring you some more. Or look, this just barely came off the stove or the grill or whatever. And it's like you just finished eating a big ass plate of whatever it was, sopes, whatever. Well, with all the fixings, the crema, the guacamole, the everything. And they're
everything.
still offering you more and more. And I seen it like that no matter where I went. It was always like that.
Hmm.
And that keeps getting into somebody's mind. And
Yeah,
yeah, I got friends, man, and family members that yeah, they were thin, man. They were thin, and like I said in that video, you know, some vatos were locked up. They got out looking good and everything. You know, they had their rutina and everything. They're all overweight today, man. So some homies that were in the military, fit, all overweight today. Um, and I think it's something that we definitely should address, man. So did you go? How many years did you go? Just just big, man.
many years, many years, all the way into my adulthood.
Mm,
Um, I want to say until I hit I want to say 21, 22. That's when I started really seriously thinking about losing the weight. So, you know, at that time I was working for FedEx, and they make you work out a lot.
mm.
So when I was doing that, I was dropping the weight. But then when I got a different job, I wasn't doing that no more. I was just sitting at a desk doing nothing, and the weight came back, you know. And
It
at that time, I wasn't disciplined, and
yeah.
that's the number one thing for you. If you really want to keep it off, is discipline. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that is number one, man, because the temptations are always gonna be there. It's what comes in, being, free, I guess. There's gonna be fast food restaurants all over the place. There's gonna be food, there's gonna be just technology change has changed so much, man, even with kids.
Hmm.
Um, Kids don't really go outside and play anymore.
No.
That's it's not. It's a thing of the past, Holmes. That doesn't happen anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah, discipline is number one to keep yourself from getting like that. So at the age around 21, 22, you start taking it serious. You get the UPS job, then you get this other job. You sit down and you gain the weight back. Did you notice it for you? Were you like, ah, man, here I am, again like this?
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed it, and I told myself, I said, "Oh man, here we go again." But I didn't really take it serious. You know,
Mm.
I was like, "Oh, I was fat before. I'm fine now." You
Were
know.
you? Let's see how I can ask this. not were you happy, but were you okay with that? Were you okay with just like, it's whatever, it's cool.
Yeah, at that time I was.
Okay.
I was okay with that. I was like, you know what? I'm happy. That's all that matters. I don't care, you know. But I didn't realize that I was slowly killing myself.
Right.
You know?
Right. Around that time, how much do you think you weighed?
Uh, I want to say I was 260, and then I climbed up 270 when I was in my late 30s.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, man, when did you really say like, hey, I gotta do something about this?
It's when I saw my jefito die. Um,
Okay.
because I mean he was a real skinny guy. He was flaquito,
Mm,
but he was addicted to the sodas. He was addicted to the pan dulce, and he ended up having type 2 diabetes. And then from there, he got type 1, where he had to take the insulin shots. And then he got so sick where I started seeing him on dialysis. When he got really sick, I brought him to my house to take care of him. And we had the diabetes machine, I mean, the dialysis machine here. And I was just watching how he was just slowly dying off, you know. And then even after that, Cholo, I mean, I really didn't grasp it until my doctor was telling me, hey, you know what? You're diabetic now. You know, you're type 2. We got to put you on metformin. We got to put you under 500 milligrams of metformin. And then, like three doctor visits down the line, hey, we're going to put you on 1,000. And then three more visits down the line, hey, you know what? We got to put you on insulin shots. So that's when I was like, oh man, I got to stop this because I see where I'm going. I don't want to go down that path that my Jefito went. So
right.
that's when I got really serious about it. And I talked to my doctor, and my doctor was telling me, hey, you know what? Let's put you on this thing called the keto diet. And I said, what is that? So she introduced me to it. And she told me, she goes, this is what you can eat and this is what you can't eat. She goes, but it's up to you. She goes, I am not gonna force you to do it. She goes, it's up to you. But just remember, if you don't do this, there's gonna be consequences too. You see that you're going down the path of getting worse and worse. Let's try this. And you know what, Cholo? Ever since I did that, I dropped the weight. I have more energy. I stay away from all the carbs, no tortillas, no pan dulce, no sodas, no nothing. I just stick to the meat and vegetables, and I go out for my exercise routine.
And around what age was that? What age was that when you really said like, that's it, I'm taking it serious. That's it, man. The discipline has got to be here.
I want to say 40.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was a little bit later in life, man. But you know what?
Yeah,
It's a blessing, man, that happened. It's
thank you.
definitely a blessing. Man, I got family members that are just that they've let themselves go, you know. It's sad to see where they're at now and where they were before.
Hmm.
Even in their, early 20s, it's like, man, it was cool. Even homies, going playing some football outside and everything.
Yeah,
Ain't no way, dog. And it's not old age. It's not like, hey, we're old now. Don't get me wrong, homie. I don't want to get sacked, dog. You know what I mean? At an
yeah,
older
of
age,
course.
yeah, dog, I could get my shoulder hurt or whatever. But damn, dog, these guys will struggle. They will struggle, walking upstairs or something.
Yeah,
And it's like, man, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing, man. When is somebody gonna, bring this to light and address it?
yeah.
So now, you exercise, you play basketball, and you're a little bit more active, man. Has life for you, has it gotten a little bit, is it easier for you to do that, to stay disciplined? Or do you still find yourself like, man, it's still, it's hard. I still struggle.
No, it's gotten a little bit easier. Because you know, when especially like when I go to parties and
Mm,
people bring me the food,
mm.
I use this mentality. You know, when you're a little kid and you get all this food and you don't want to eat the vegetables, you just want to eat the good part of it. So I treat my food like that. You know, if I see like the bread and everything, I treat that like the vegetables, and I say, hey, I don't want none of this. I just want the good stuff. So you know, I eat the meat, I eat the vegetables, and I keep away from the bread, the tortillas, and all of that.
Yeah, my beautiful crazy local wife, she was on the keto diet for a while, and no, it's good. There's, I every now and then I do fast. Obviously I work out. I try to stay active and stuff like that. And man, I try to tell people, hey, listen, move your body. Move, especially. I'm glad you touched on it. Especially if you have a job where you just sit down and you don't really move, get yourself moving. Whatever it is, whatever, find something. Whatever, the best workout is the one that you're willing to do. If it's a sport that you just love to go play, go out there and play it. If it's you just like to walk or get a stationary bike, put it in front of your TV, watch your favorite sitcom, your favorite show, and hit the pedals, do it, but do something. Don't just
Exactly.
let yourself just go, man, because
Get that
it
blood
is a
flowing.
killer. Now, one thing that we do need to touch on is diabetes. Everyone I know, everyone I know that's raza, myself included, always says the same thing. Diabetes runs in the family. Okay, I yeah, you know what? It runs in the family because nobody runs in the family, man. Nobody is taking care of themselves. Nobody. So it's let me read you this right here, man. Diabetes is the nation's seventh leading cause of death, accounting for more than 79,000 deaths annually. More than 79,000 people annually die of diabetes. So, it also contributes to heart disease, strokes. Yeah, man, it's a thing. It definitely is. And I'm sure you know people that have diabetes. All my elder tios and my grandma, my tia, they all got diabetes. Okay, they all suffer from diabetes, and it's like it happens so much with raza to the point where it's just accepted. Like it's
Yeah.
just like, wow, that hey, that's just what we do. We just get diabetes. We turn 40 and then we get pre-diabetes, then we get diabetes, and that's just our nature. It's there for us. Like God just intended it that way. No, no, man. We can avoid that. We can
Yeah.
all avoid that, man. How do you deal with your diabetes today?
Well, you know, because I dropped a lot of weight,
Mm.
my doctor was telling me that I'm very close to reversing it. So yeah, because I can reverse mine. I believe that the type 1 diabetes, you really can't reverse it. But I mean, I'm not too sure. I'm not a health expert.
Mm.
But from what my doctor was telling me that, yeah, I can reverse mine and I'm close to reversing mine. So my goal right now, because since I'm 180, I'm planning to drop 150 and then go back up 200 by muscle mass. So I'm thinking about bodybuilding now. And before, I never even thought of doing that, Cholo.
Uh,
Honestly, I always see people on TV doing it, and I'm like, that's good for them, but you know, I'm not gonna do it. You know, and now I'm seriously thinking about doing it.
hey, check this out, man. We gotta see you when you hit 150, dog. You get bien flaquillo, homie.
Well, you saw the before and after picture of me.
Yeah, yeah, man. You showed me that picture. I was like, wow, dog, that's a great transformation right there, man. And I'm glad you did that. And I know you're not the only one that's done that, but man, we need so many more people to do that. We need so
Yeah.
many people to do that, man. So many people that get suffer from health issues. So many people. I had a homie, Chucky, man. Big. He was big. He died. He was like 33 years old, man. He was huge. I mean, he was big. And he had just heart issues, had a heart attack and died. You know, so being active, I keep on trying to push on people. Be active. Be active. Get your body moving. Technology is great, but it's costed us a lot too. It's costed us a lot. Now it's a lot easier to just sit down and not do much. You be disciplined. Get yourself out there and do something, whatever it is. I'll say it again. The best workout is the workout that you're willing to do. That is it. If you just want to grab a medicine ball and just keep bouncing it up and down, if that's your thing, and you're bust out of sweat and everything, hey, do it. Whatever it is, man. But
And
damn.
see,
Go for it, go for it.
Cholo, another problem with us, us Latinos is portions. Like you told me the other day, portions is very important. Because like I said, when I was a kid and my tia would bring me the plate, I'd finish it and I'd be like, "Oh, tia, si me das otra." Could you give me another one, please? And of course they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, yeah, no, not a problem." Oh, you want tortillas with that? There you go.
Yeah.
So that's very important, and that's what got me to do what I needed to do, because instead of having those big portions, like you said, those big ass plates, I started narrowing it down to smaller plates.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I started eating more vegetables. I started eating more fruits. And even though I'm a diabetic and I know what fruits I shouldn't eat, I still would eat the other fruits that I was allowed to eat, but I would eat a lot of it, instead of eating more of the bread or more of the pastas and stuff like that. So that's what helped me a lot. Drinking a lot of water. I drank a lot of water before I would eat. So then that way, if I was really hungry, I wouldn't be so hungry from drinking all that water.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about that a little bit, man. Let's talk about, because I'm not a nutritionist either, but there are fruits that do contain a lot of sugar, man. Pineapple,
Yeah,
grapes. Not just because it's called a fruit, it doesn't mean it's good for you.
exactly.
Those two fruits right there, I'm sure there's more, but those two carry a lot of sugar. And if you think you're getting yourself a nice big bowl of pineapple, that's not doing you any favors. That's not putting you in the health department. Okay. Um, yeah, portions. You know, we need to be vigilant on what we're pushing out there. Okay. You and I, we've talked right now about like, get us más, get us más, get us más. Do you want more? Do you want more? Do you want more? Okay. Now us as adults, let's not push that off to the youth as well. Let's not keep hey, do you want more? And do you want more? And you've already had, 7 slices of pizza. Hey, there's a lot more pizza here. Have some more. Let's not us push that off to the youth, because
Yeah,
then the mentality just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So it's like, hey, you know what? You've had your fill. Okay, you've had your fill. I mean, we don't have to become complete health nuts. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
those people kind of get annoying, but I'm saying like just simple stuff, just the
yeah,
simple things, because we all know what's good and we all know what's bad. But to just say like, hey, don't ever eat pizza anymore, or don't ever eat, hamburgers or tortas anymore. If we're gonna be real, homie, nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna
no,
do that. And I'm
and
gonna
it
be
never
honest.
would.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna do that. Okay. I've said it before. I like all the same things that everybody else likes. I like the pizzas. I like the tortas, the sopes, the tacos, burritos, all that great stuff. I love all that just the way everybody else does. The thing
Mhm.
is, the thing is, like you said, Holmes, discipline yourself with it. You want to enjoy it, but
Yeah,
don't make that every meal that you eat. You're
Exactly.
eating that 3 times a day. Don't, discipline yourself with it.
Yeah.
So
And I agree with you
all the
because,
sodas
I
too.
mean, if you're planning to eat, let's say a super burrito. Super burrito has the rice, which is carbs. It has the tortilla, which is carbs. If you're gonna eat that, and if you have it in the morning, then hey, you know what? You better go for that run afterwards. Let it sit down for a little bit, and then go for that run,
Yeah.
or do something, move, like you said. You
Mhm.
know, my doctor told me, you if you're gonna um eat after 12 p.m., but don't eat later than 8 p.m. So that's what I've been doing too.
Yeah, that was another thing, man. People that just eat dinner and then go to sleep like 30 minutes afterwards.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Try to time yourselves. That's a big thing. Do not try to give yourself a minimum of 3 hours from when you finish eating. Again, I'm saying minimum. I'm not saying that that's what you shoot for, but minimum, give yourself about 3 hours from when you finish eating to when you go to sleep. But all
Mhm.
this, like, oh man, I just ate and everything. I'm tired. I'm gonna call it a night. Okay, that's not doing you a favor right there, man.
No,
That's
it's
taking
not.
you in the wrong direction. Like you said, if you're gonna have that big ass burrito and everything, cool, fine, do it. But watch the next meals throughout your day.
Yeah.
Don't okay, you enjoy that nice big super supreme burrito and everything. Now watch the next meals that you eat during
Exactly.
on that day.
Yeah,
And
because I got to the point, Cholo, when I was 270 pounds, I was that homie that you would call at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you would say, "Hey, what you doing?" And I would tell you, "Oh, I'm over here at Jack in the Box. I'm ordering me a burger with the fries and the soda, and then on top of that, I'm ordering the tacos, the onion rings." And I would eat all that late night, and then I'd go to sleep right after that.
yeah, and also, man, let's talk a little bit about uh Beaston, the
Oh
drinking.
yeah,
Oh man, I'll tell you,
but that was
you
me.
know, hey, I'll tell you, Holmes, in the culture, it just seems like Pisto's part of it, right? And growing up, it was always who can drink more. You can't hang, homie. You can't
Yeah,
hang. Come on, just
yep.
bam, just keep going, man. Just yeah, it was like a
Yeah, don't
badge
be a
of
level
honor.
here. Have another one.
Yeah, yeah, it was like a badge of honor. Like, man, come on, dog. A 12 pack, that's only getting me warmed up, man. You know what I mean? Like, bam,
Yeah,
keep bringing them. 18 pack, come on, dog. Bam, you could just keep going. It was encouraged, it was pushed out there at a very young age, and it keeps on hurting everybody. It keeps on
yep.
hurting everybody because to this day, I still know people with that mentality. I'm talking about those in 40 years old and everything, still with that mentality of like, come on, dog, drink some more, man. It's like, hey, homie, hey, for one, we're not in our teenagers, we're not in our
Exactly.
teen years. That being said, I'm not saying in your teen years that's a good thing either, because it's not. But it was pushed so much and it looked at like a badge of honor that now
Yeah,
that looking like you drink a lot of pisto, homie, like that's a good thing. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. It's hurting everybody. You want to enjoy yourself, some pistos, orale, have at it, dog. I like to drink, Holmes. I like to have a couple of pistos and enjoy myself. You know what? When I watch a game or watching a fight or whatever, yeah, dog, crack open a couple of brews and drink them and all. The thing
yeah,
is, it became so natural to people where people don't look at it, but a lot of people are alcoholics.
yeah, yeah.
And because it was so natural to the raza, generally speaking, people don't look at it as a problem. But there's people drinking every day, homie, smashing a 12 pack every day. Now a lot of people might say like, come on, that's nothing. Oh no, that is something, homie. That's
Yeah, it
something.
is.
That's all going into your system.
Yep. It goes to your liver. It kills your liver. I mean, it goes back to diabetes because it breaks down into sugar,
Yeah.
you know. And it's funny that you mentioned that because well, I'm 2 years sober. I don't drink anymore. But when I used to drink, at late nights with my homies, I would tell them, okay, enough is enough. And they're like, nah, Charlie, here, have another one. And then when I was drunk, I got hungry.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
we would go out and go get the food, and 2 o'clock in the morning, right after we left the bar, the club, we go get the food, eat, and then drink some more at the pad,
Mm.
and then after that, we call it a night. So I'm so glad that I don't do it no more. But I feel for the ones that do, because they don't know, they don't understand. Yeah, I mean, right now you're young and you're doing it, and even those that are my age, they don't feel the health issues. Yeah, but when it does happen, they're gonna really think, and they're gonna be like, oh man, I should have never done that. And by then, like my tia used to tell me, yeah, pa qué,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly, man. Well, look, I'm glad you don't do that anymore either, man. And uh, I was I was watching the Street Chain Loyal the other day. My boy Sonny Boy, right? And
Hmm.
he had a couple of people on there, and they were talking about um, at a certain age you start thinking about your health, right? And taking care of yourself. That's good. The thing is, a lot of people realize it not when it's too late, but when it's already a major issue. And
Yeah,
there might be some health issues that you can't come back from. So
exactly.
if we start, from the beginning, you know, you don't have to face those health issues.
Yeah,
And
and
um
and
and it's
and
never
see with
talked
that.
about, homie. It's never talked about with raza, man.
Exactly. And going off of what you said right there, it's hard. It's hard for a raza to say, hey, you know what, enough is enough, especially when you're hanging out with your homies and your homies, they give you another one. They're like, hey, here you go, carnal. Here's another cerveza. Hey, you know what? That one's getting kind of warm here. I'll give you another one. Why you babysitting this one here? Get another one. You know?
Oh man, that
So
that's that. Yeah, no, you're right, man. That's exactly how it is. And I'm glad you're sober, man. My brother, he's I think like 3 years sober, and I'm proud of him for that. Because that was a guy that drank every single day. He even on the job. He's a construction worker, and he drank on the job. He wasn't the only one either. There's a lot of alcohol, man.
yeah,
So he's sober. I really keep an eye on it and say like I got to keep myself disciplined on it, man.
yeah,
Um, I this year I went 21 weeks out of a 52 weeks in the year. 21 of those weeks, no alcohol.
cool.
Um, and I don't drink every day. I drink mainly just on Saturday. That's
Yeah,
basically, during the week I don't drink. I can't drink and I wouldn't drink either. But um yeah, man, it's alcohol is definitely presented to raza in a different way than it is to the rest of the country.
yeah,
You got the sexy Latinas, the coronas, um, modelos and everything like that. And it's cool.
Montejo.
Yeah, you got all that, man, is presented to us, uh, boxing matches and everything. And it's fine. Anybody that wants to partake in alcohol is cool. The thing is, not too many people realize that they really have a problem with alcohol. And
Yeah,
it does bring health issues. Obesity is definitely one of them. And it's probably something that we should, keep an eye on. And when I say that from an early age, not,
yeah,
not, once you turn 50 years old, it's like, man, now I got to start looking at my health. Your body has already taken a lot of damage. I mean, it's
yeah.
taken a lot of damage. So
And see what us being in our 20s, we don't think about it.
right.
We don't think about it. We're out there having a good time. We got the oldies going. We got the old school going. You know, we're out there drinking, barbecuing, and having a good time with everybody, and and that's all we care about at that age is just
Yeah.
having a good time. We don't think about the consequences until we get into my 40s or even late 30s. And yeah, I have familia that used to tell me, hey, you know what, Mr. Garcia or Garcia, you need to slow down. You've been drinking a little too much. That's
Mm.
going to hurt you when you get older. And I'm like, what do you know? What do you know? You're just a viejito or whatever. And I just kept on drinking the beer.
Yeah. 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 And like you said, man, and I've said it before, man. There's a such thing as the alcohol munchies. You get the drinking, so you're drinking, orale, homie, you get hungry. You get hungry, and you do not get hungry for a Cobb salad. You do not get
No.
hungry for an apple. You get hungry for the most greasiest, unhealthiest food you could find, man.
Yeah.
And then after that, orale, it's time to go to sleep. That takes a toll on you. It takes a toll on you. And I've said it. Look, if you do that again, cool, whatever, it's live, you can enjoy it. But man, if you're doing that, pretty often, you might want to check yourself because that's really
Yeah.
gonna catch up to you. It's really gonna do damage to you.
Yeah.
And man, I'm so glad that we're here talking about this, man. I really
Yeah.
am, and I do want to talk about this a heck of a lot more. And really, I wanted to be a trend, man. I really do. Um, I got homies, dog, that are extremely overweight, and they're gonna have some serious health issues. They
Yeah.
are in the near future, and who knows, man? Who knows what happens? Um,
Yeah.
but what would you recommend? What would you recommend? You're one that actually did it. You got
Mhm.
the job done. You're one that man. You're a success story, man. What would you
Yeah.
recommend?
Well, my job isn't done yet, Cholo. I'm
Right.
getting there. I'm very close.
Mhm.
Um, Honestly, Cholo, I mean it's a battle. It's a battle between you and yourself. Mentally. You gotta want to change. Because like I used to always tell people that I call it the alcoholics mentality. You could tell your homie stop drinking until you're blue in the face, but it's up to him to make that change. And that's what people need to do is they really need to sit down and look at themselves, reflect on themselves, and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should do this. Not don't do it for anybody else. Just do it for yourself.
Mm.
You know, if you want to do it, I mean, you can have a valid reason. Have a good reason. Say, you know what? Let me do it for my lady. Let me do it for my kids. I want to see my grandkids grow up. Let me do that. But find something. Find something that's gonna motivate you to say enough is enough.
You know
Because you know
what?
what? When I saw my dad go through dialysis, it was heartbreaking. Where he was going through, and not only that, but he had strokes.
Yeah.
And just watching that go when he was going through the strokes, that hurt me a lot, and I still didn't get it until my doctor was saying, "Hey, you're going down the same path."
Right. You and I had talked before, and I had told you this, and I'll share it now. Um, my beautiful, crazy local wife and I, we're expecting our first grandchild. We're expecting our first grandchild next year, and I
Congratulations.
remember me. I remember mi abuelita. Gracias, man. I remember mi abuelita. I always remembered her sick. Any and every memory that I have of her, está enferma. She's sick. Diabetes, and
Hmm.
I have good memories of her, but it's always her being sick. There was I can't have any memory, even good memory of her without saying like, yeah, she was sick. I don't want to be like that for my grandkids, man.
No.
I want to be able to take them places. I want to be able to throw the ball around with them. I want to be able to, be active with them, and I don't want them to have a memory. you, I, everybody that's born, you know, we're gonna face one day where we're no longer here. Um,
Mhm.
but those that we were in their lives, they'll remember us. And I don't want my grandkids to, for their memories of me, always me being sick, always me not being able to move, not always like, oh, you know what, I'm just, I can't go upstairs, I can't do, you know, because of choices that I made in my life. That's
Mhm.
why I cannot interact with my grandkids, because the choices that I made in my life. So, you know, that's one way of looking at it. Um, like you said, you're not done yet. Man, homie, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, hey, dog, I'm your cheerleader, homes. I'm rooting for you, carnal. I'm
Gracias.
definitely a
I
cheerleader,
appreciate it.
man. I got my two pom poms, and I'm cheering for you, man. I'm glad you let go of the cerveza, the food like that. That's really good and inspiring. And honestly, homie, honestly, it's giving me something to think about too, man. It is. Just having this conversation right here, right now with you, I'm starting to think a couple of things that I could, you know, probably cut out or just slow down.
Mhm.
And really, that's all it really is. If people wanna, if people wanna keep drinking or eating or something, cool. That's freedom, man. Do your thing. Just take a few steps off. That's the thing. Just cut it down just a little bit. You know, if you drink
Mhm.
12 beers, drink 10 beers.
Yeah.
You know, that's that, just little small steps like that. And you know, just keep your, move your body, move your body, walk, something, anything, man. What was uh what was the first thing that you did? Like, what was the first activity that you're doing?
As to exercise,
Yeah.
I went for my runs. At
Okay.
first, well, you know what? I used to go for walks.
Okay.
I went for walks for a long time, and then I started going for my little jogs. They were just little short jogs. I do short jogs and then walk most of the time. And then I started getting more better at it, and I started running. Then I started running more, and I started running more. And then I wanted to start playing sports.
Yeah.
And that's I got into the disc golf. With good friends of mine, I play that. Even though when I go play, they look at me and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing on the course?" Because it's mostly white people on the course. But they see me there, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm just trying to add a little color to the game." You know, but I go out there. But before I even play, me and my buddy, we play a round of basketball, or if I'm playing with another friend of mine, we'll go just play a round of disc golf. But I go for my run still. I
Yeah.
still have to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started off walking.
Yeah, you start off walking, now you're running, man. Yeah, I mean, you build to it, definitely. And I, one thing that I've said is, look, to anybody and everybody, it's not gonna come naturally. You have to force yourself. And when I say force yourself, you do not want to do it, but you force yourself over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where it just becomes like, this is just what I do.
Hmm.
This is just what I do. Uh, why are you going out for a run? Because this is what I do. Because I've forced myself so many times to do it, to the point where it's just natural. Not that you say to yourself, like, man, I can't wait to go for a run. I'm so happy. Maybe not like that, but it's just something that you do. Like,
Yeah.
this is just part of what I do now. I force myself. Now I don't have to force myself. It's just part of my life. This is just what I do. And of course, we're saying running, but it could be any workout, any workout that you can think of. You force yourself so many times to do it. Eventually, you don't have to force yourself. It just becomes part of what you do, part of your
Exactly.
daily routine, or every other day routine. How many times you're gonna, you know, do it in a week? But now it just becomes part of what you do, and you're gonna find out whenever you don't do it for whatever reason, you're gonna feel bad, like, oh man, I didn't do it. I gotta get back on. I gotta do it. You know, you feel bad, like, damn, yeah, I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. Because that's what happens once you do it so
Mhm.
many times. You have it in you now where it's like, I'm supposed to do it. It's just what I do. That's just part of my life now.
Yeah, it's part of my routine now
Right, right.
because
So
I'm like that too. You
yeah.
know, because I mean, what person likes to run early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, or I never did,
Mm,
but one day I decided, hey, you know what? Let me go for this walk. Woke up early in the morning, threw on my earbuds, listening to Junior Walker and the All Stars, and I'm like, let's go, you know. And I started going for my walks. I started listening to James Brown, and because I mean, I'm an oldies guy.
yeah.
I love my oldies and my old school. I grew up with the vinyl, the 45s and all that, but
Uh-huh.
I would listen to these guys in my earbuds, and I was going for my walks, for my jogs, and then for my jogs, I was doing sprints, and then from there, I was just running. You know?
Yeah. And that takes away from depression as well.
Oh
Anytime
yeah,
people are, yeah, when people are feeling when they're feeling like, blah, like, it's just like, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it, man. You do something like that, you're feeling it. So it takes away from suffering from depression as well. It just does so much good, man. It really does. I don't think people realize how good it really does,
yeah,
for oneself. Not just physically, mentally, emotionally, it just, man, spiritually, however you want to call it, man. It does a lot good, man. So
yeah,
I highly recommend people get out there and get active, and watch your portions. And not only that, not only watch your portions, but like we were talking earlier, let's not push that off on our youth either. The way it was for us, that constantly just here, más y más y más y más.
mhm,
Nah, Charlie, you know what? Hey, you've had your fill. I saw how much you weigh. All right, cool. Every now and then, I get it. Birthday party, something like that. You want to pig out? Órale, a toda madre, handle. Okay. Christmas or whatever, órale, handle. Okay. But that's not going to be an everyday thing. Don't
mhm,
make it an everyday thing.
yeah,
So, you know, that's
yeah.
that's that's
Because
just
like, even back to the drinking, and
mm,
I hope my primo doesn't watch this because he's gonna kill me. But back in the day when I used to go to his parties, he would always give me a cerveza,
mm,
and then he would come back. He's like, "Hey, you still on that same cerveza?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he opened up another one. He goes, "Here, this one's getting kind of warm." So I caught on, and what I started doing, and sorry, primo, but every time he would give me a cerveza, he'd walk away, and I'd pour it out. I put out a little bit. He come back and he's like, "Oh, you still on that one?" I said, "Yeah, I'm almost done. Where's yours at?" He's like, "Oh, let me go get one." So by the end of the night, I only had like one or two cervezas, and he's already drunk.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
because
and that,
I didn't want to drink so many beers, and
mm,
and I didn't want to get drunk and do all because especially at my age, to recover from hangovers,
mm,
man, it's gonna take me forever. Back in my
yeah,
20s, no problem.
yeah,
And
it's
not
not
only
the
that,
same.
yeah, not only that, but like when I would go to like a friend's house or whatever, they would tell me, "Hey, you know what? Here's a beer," and I said, "No, you know what, man? I'll cut it out tonight, because I want to. Since I'm the designated driver, I want to make sure everybody goes home
Mm,
safe. Even though I wasn't the designated driver, I would still make up that excuse, and then I would stay away from the beer. You know?
yeah, self accountability, man. We have a different relationship with food, with alcohol. Not enough talk about working out and being active, and we like to have the good times with the parties and the barbecues and everything, which is all good and fine as long as you're disciplined with it and you
Yeah,
don't make it a habit, man. But so many of us have big time, and it shows. We can see it. We can see it. It's everywhere, man. So hey, man, we're gonna wrap it up. Hey, Garcia, anything else you want to say, big dog, about this issue? or any shout outs to anybody, your family, anybody that you know that owns a barber shop, or you want to promote them, anything, Carnal, any message, any shout outs, anything.
Well, first off, I want to shout out West Coast Graffiti
Mm,
because he's the one that got me into a 90-day challenge with Incredible Javier. And that's what started this whole entire thing with me. Because I used to follow him on YouTube. I don't know if you know who he is,
yeah.
but yeah, he did this 90-day challenge and he threw me in there. He called me out. He said, "Hey, won't you join it too?" And I said, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll try it."
Mm,
So ever since then, I've done it, and not only that, but with my doctors telling me I'm going down the wrong road, I was like, no, I have to do this. So big shouts out to West Coast Graffiti, big shouts out to Incredible Javier, and not only that, but big shout out to my familia, my wife and my daughters because they support me a lot in this. Without them, I mean, I wouldn't be who I am right now, honestly. You know,
right.
and to everybody out there that's watching this, and I seen this in the video that you made about like 6 months ago, Cholo. I challenge you guys. I challenge
Mm,
all of you guys that are out there watching this. Just get up, get out of the chair. If you're watching this and sitting down on your chair, get up, walk and watching this, or put your earbuds on, your headphones, and listen to us. And just go out there and just move. Because you know what, sitting down and not doing anything is gonna kill you. You don't feel it right now, but later on down the line, you're gonna feel it. So move, get up and move. And I encourage everybody, even the flaquitos, get out there, man. Because even the flaquitos can be an inspiration to the gorditos, to their homeboys. They can say, hey, you know what, homie, let's go over here. Let's go for a run, eh? Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Let's go move. Let's go play basketball. Let's go play handball, baseball, football, whatever. But just get up and move.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Hey, if you really want to pay homage to West Coast, homie, you should get the same haircut.
Nah, hey, I like to keep mine short. Uh, Clean cut
Oh
all the
man.
time.
Yeah. Hey, no, man. Amen to everything that you said right there, man. And yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna be doing a couple of things coming up too, and hopefully, I'm gonna be throwing challenges out there as well while I prepare for certain things. Hopefully, people stick with it, and yeah, you know what, familia, come on, man. You know, we're
Exactly.
not made for diabetes. We're not made for just being, completely out of shape and just seeing ourselves just rot away. Come on, man. You know what? Let's get up. Let's uplift. Let's move. Let's,
Yeah.
be disciplined and all that, man. And man, we can really make a change with that, and that, like we said, it just doesn't do so much. Yes, physically it does a lot for you, but also mentally, emotionally, so much.
Yeah. And,
So
and it's a
hey,
fight.
yeah,
It,
hey, Garcia, I'm telling you, man. No, go ahead. You got something else? Go for it.
no, I was gonna say it's a fight mentally.
Yeah,
You have to fight with that. You gotta say no. You have to say no because you're fighting for your life here. We're
right.
talking about we're talking about all these gorditos that just want to give up. You can't. You gotta get up and you gotta move and you gotta say enough is enough. Because you know what, in life, if you get if you get in a fight, of course you're not gonna let the other guy beat you down. So why are you gonna let this beat you down?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Big time, man. And I want to do more on this, man. I definitely want to do more on this. But for now, we'll call it. And I want to tell you, Garcia, hey homie, I'm a fan of yours. Serio, I'm a fan of
Gracias.
yours. Thank you so much, carnal. And I mean this, serio, man, from the bottom of my heart. Gracias so much for reaching out to me and willing to talk about this, man. Because it's hard. It's hard to talk about it, man, because people just kind of shine you off like, come on, dog.
Yeah.
But your story, what you've done, man, it can be done for so many others, man. Like you said, you didn't really see yourself doing it. Like, yeah, it's not for you, whatever, man. You did it. And I'm so damn proud of you, man. I really am, brother.
Gracias.
So gracias for coming on here. As always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. Till next time, this is Ed the Thecholotrucker, Mr. Garcia, the skinny guy,
Al rato.
over and out.